Okay guys, in these last sort of weeks we thought we would do a different kind of topic. So we're going to look at machine learning and what it might mean for a machine to actually be taught things so it can respond in different ways. So we're beginning to play with this idea of whether we can change how a computer behaves. We're over at the Machine Learning for Kids website, which is machinelearningforkids.co.uk. And we're going to try and teach a computer how it can identify, how it can classify lyrics for a song. So we're going to go across to their projects and we're going to click on copy template. I'm going to use one of their templates today. And we're going to scroll to the bottom and we're going to use the song lyrics template. And we're just going to import that into the system. Okay, so we're going to click on song lyrics and let's have a look. So we've got three steps we're going to work through. First of all, we're going to look at the training data. Then we can actually teach the machine, so it will learn. And then we're going to test the machine with new data to see whether it can classify. But actually, we're going to do it in a slightly different order just to show you how this works. But let me take you to the training data first. And so over on the left-hand side, you can see we've got a category called children, and there are 70 lyrics here that are being classified as children lyrics. Okay, so we've got Mary Had a Little Lamb, we've got You Are My Sunshine, we've got I'm a Little Teapot. And on the right-hand side, we've got top 40 lyrics. Again, 70 lyrics. I'd spend 10,000 hours, take a seat right over there, sat on the stairs. Come on, turn the radio on. Okay, so we've got 70 lyrics that are being classified already as top 40. What I'm going to ask you to do next, though, is actually move to the make. So we're going to make something with our model, our machine learning. We're going to use Python, so click on Python, and we're going to move to run Python in the browser, which is going to load up an online Python area, and you can see the code is supplied for us over here. Now, to get this code to link to the machine that we've just trained, they use a unique, what's called an API key. So if you come back to your Machine Learning for Kids tab, you'll see that you should have a unique API key. And I'm just going to copy mine and I'm going to paste it into line 6. So I'm just going to get rid of line 6 and paste it in. Fingers crossed, yeah, it's going to say it. And I'm going to run it now and see what happens. And it says no models trained yet. So it's going to say, it says result children with 50% confidence. What is it testing? Well, if you look at line 28, here is the test text. Okay, so it's not a very good lyric. So let me just change that to a lyric that is definitely children's. So Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Okay, that's a children's song. Let's run it. And it still says, it says top 40 this time with 50% confidence. Now that is because we haven't trained our model yet. So this is like saying to someone, here are some lyrics. Which category is it? Here are the two categories. And all you can really do is flip a coin because you've not been trained. You have no way of classifying the data. And so you've got 50% confidence. You can go one way or the other. It's top 40, 50% confidence. So let's go back and train our model. So if we go back to our project, we will train our model. So here we go. Let's click the button and let's train it. It's going to take a few seconds to train. So if I come back to my code and run it, it's going to say training in progress. Okay, fair enough. So let's just give it a little bit longer. It's going away and it's trained. Basically what it's doing, the machine is looking at those 70 lyrics and it's trying to classify them. It's basically trying to train itself so that it always recognises those 70 as children and the other 70 as top 40. It's looking for something to help it pattern and classify, just like you would have done when you're a child. It's this idea of learning is quite hard to actually understand how it works. How did you learn to classify things? And this is what this machine is doing. It's going through a process and it's trying to learn. It's trying to pick out things that helped it classify either children's song or top 40 song. Let's go back to our code and let's run it now because it should be trained. And look at that. So it's not 50% confidence anymore. Humpty Dumpty Sat on the Wall is now a children's song with 78% confidence. And let's pick these lyrics from a Joy Division song, definitely not a children's song. Let's just paste it in, rather than Humpty Dumpty on the wall, let's paste it in there. Why is the bedroom so cold? Turned away on your side. Okay, and let's run this. And it's not very confident, but it's classifying it as top 40. It's making a decision. We're asking our model to make a decision. You know, is it this or is it that? And it's saying, I think it's top 40 and I'm 29% confidence. So according to the model that it's made, it's 29% confident that this lyric is from a top 40 song. Okay, so what we've got for you over in the Google Classroom is a worksheet that I'd like you to work through. And it's basically got you a series of lyrics and we want you to test it on your model. But then we're going to ask you to come back to your model and we're going to ask you to add in a third classification. If I can get back to my train. Give it a few seconds. We're going to ask for a third. We're going to ask you for a rock classification. So we're going to add a new label and we're going to call it rock. Okay. And then I've given you some rock lyrics to add in. You can add in your own lyrics. So if you're into rock music and you've got a few more, you know, go away and find it. So I like Muse. So here we are. Here's Paranoia is in Bloom. The PR transmission will resume. Nice. So we can then add that as an example rock lyric. And then we can add it in. So there we are. We've got some data for our rock classification. And then what you would need to do, so we've given you about 7. You can add some more in as long as they're from rock music. Then you can train and then learn, set your system to learn again. And then come across to Replit once you've gone through the training and the learning. And then test those lyrics again and see if it can classify. Maybe adding a third classification makes our model a little bit worse. Maybe it won't be so confident. I'm interested for your findings and I'm interested for your comments as to what this model might be doing. Hopefully you might realise that if we give it more lyrics, maybe the model will get better. So we give it something more to learn from. But today we're just looking for you to play around with your first machine learning model. Remember at the start, it wasn't confident at all, 50-50. We gave it 70 lyrics children, 70 lyrics top 40, and now it's beginning to be able to classify, sometimes quite confidently, sometimes not confidently. And this is a model that wasn't there a minute ago. And so the question therefore is, has this machine learnt? And I want you to go away and think about that. Ready for next lesson.